Hi, my name is Tina and welcome to Punnet Squares with Saiki K and some other anime characters. So starting off, you might be asking, what are Punnet Squares? Well, this is what a Punnet Square looks like. This is also what a Punnet Square looks like, but for today we'll be focusing on the one with 4 boxes. And starting us off today, we'll be starting off with alleles. Alright, so alleles, there's 2 types, dominant and recessive. Dominant is when there's a capital letter, and recessive is the lowercase letter. Alright, so moving on. There's also something called homozygous and heterozygous. You might be asking yourself, what are these long words and what do they mean? So, homozygous. This is when there are 2 identical alleles. An example of this would be 2 uppercase T's and 2 lowercase t's. Now for heterozygous, this is when there are 2 different alleles. An example of this would be an uppercase T and a lowercase t. Alright, so now we'll move on to genotypes and what they are specifically and going more into depth. Well, first off, there's like 3. But yeah. Alright, so the 3 would be heterozygous, homozygous dominant, and homozygous recessive. Since I already defined this, I'll just be talking about the last 2. Homozygous means the 2 identical alleles, and dominant just means a dominant allele. So there would be 2 uppercase T's. Now for homozygous recessive. We already know what homozygous means. Once again, 2 identical alleles. And recessive, it's just recessive. So this would mean that it would be 2 lowercase t's. Okay, so a difference between geno and phenotypes. Phenotypes are physical traits that you can actually see with your eyes. This counts for eye color, hair color, and maybe even freckles. Once again, this is what a Punnet square looks like. It's used to predict the genotypes of a cross or breeding experiment. And for my experiment today, I'll be using Shay Mitchell and Ashley Benson. We all know 2 women can't have children together, but in this world, let's just pretend that they can. This is what Ashley Benson and Shay Mitchell's child's eye color would be. Alright, so we have our Punnet square. Let's say that Shay Mitchell is 2 uppercase, while Ashley Benson is 2 lowercase. Shay is homozygous dominant, while Ashley is homozygous recessive. Now let's just do this. So this would be an upper and lower. Well, this is also upper, lower, and upper, lower. There is a 100% of heterozygous, meaning that their child will have brown eyes, since the law of dominance says that whenever there is a dominant and recessive, the dominant will always override the recessive. Alright, that was my video, and thank you for watching. Any other sources that I used in this video will be linked in the description.